Well. I would like to say thank you and blessings to all. And big thank you to one of the owners of this dance studio where I'm actually doing a lot of my footage. The name of the place is called My School. Previously in the past, I worked for them as a native English speaker, and I'm thankful to the owners for allowing me to come in and actually shoot and record my videos in the dance studio space here. I'm obviously in the name of the city is called Sonok, and that's in Hungary, where I previously been living for the last few years. As I continue to record these videos, basically for the use of educational and passing on the history and knowledge of the dance era that I also and many other people participated in opening up the doors and spreading out the love through dance. As you may all know, this is probably going to be, I gather, number 2 episode of what I call the Underground Club Dancing Legends. I had the honor and privilege to actually go home for a couple of weeks this past summer in July, and I caught up with a very good friend, Gregory, also known as Flame, which I met back in the gallery quite a few years ago. And in the same circles, and we probably danced a lot on the same grounds, which was the other brother, Stephen Miwal, who actually we know of each other from the Loft days. Got to interview both of them earlier on the same session, and finally settled down and got back, which I kind of consider second home here in Sonok in Hungary, to complete this session of the second episode of Underground Club Dancing Legends video recording. So let me start out by saying first and foremost, taking a quick moment to respect those who have crossed paths over in our dance and music community. And with saying that, got to do an earlier video that you can check out also on YouTube. My name, obviously, Oscar Reyes, aka Dancer New York City. So I did a dedication right before, actually I think the same day of the garage union that just took place on Labor Day weekend. So going into, I would have to express as far as dancing goes, we all have our inspirations from different backgrounds, and it took me a long time to get to the area of realizing that anything that lives actually does some sort of form of dance. How can I express that? How can I explain it in a short version, I guess? Same thing like if you watch a National Geographic and they fast forward, the video of the clip that they might have done of a plant or insect or birds, water, the waves, just about all living elements do some sort of dance. And in being open that way, receiving it that way, the way I have, and it took, like I said, quite a few years to realize that, it's like, we go into where, okay, you had this style of dance, that style of dance. Overall, the basics of any type of dance form, for that matter, has been going on for thousands of years. I guess the only other thing that we may add on or improvise different movements to certain things, but as far as calling the different styles of dance as we label them throughout the years, and as you go back into the history of it, they all involve or have some part to do with the other one, and so forth and so on. Going into the era that I came about back in the early days, and after leaving home, which home was where I first did the dancing and partying, as we say. So for myself, as when the different labels got put on certain music styles or dance styles, I always go back to my roots, where I thank my mother for being my first dance teacher and one of the best in my whole life, and my grandfather being a great inspiration as far as in the family and bringing out the arts part and passing it on over to us at a young age. So last year I came across a well-known producer, engineer from New York City by the name of John Morales. And during the interview I did with him in regards to saying the thing with house music, basically before you get out, or before I got out into the underground club dancing scene, all the music I was listening to at home, whether it was from Fanny All-Star, Cal Jader, Frank Sinatra, Michael Jackson, the R&B music, the soul music. You know, it was such a wide variety of music that I was exposed to at home way before I even got out into the club scene. And just saying that, it's, you know, where things begin usually for most of us is usually at home. And as I did the earlier part session of this interview with Gregory Flame, you know, my experience of when I first came out to get introduced or invited, as they say, by invite to David Mancuso's loft, you know, hundreds, thousands of people went through his home, the loft, and such the variety of music that he exposes to. The music, sound system wise at the time, to me and to a lot of people that might have just gotten introduced to sound in some sort of shape, form, or matter, David Mancuso had one of the best sound systems in New York City. But in the overall, it was about the love for the art of dance, music, fashion, so forth and so on. I need to say that it opened up a whole different world for a lot of us. Also, you know, as I interviewed, again, Gregory Flame, we started to get some more history of how he came about, which he was dancing with a dance troupe. Also at the time when he came across meeting Junebug, James, and Bernard Juice, they were dancing in another dance group and club with DJs, and would go out and perform. The amazing thing in his information, which I have to reiterate again and mention it again, was that he was inspired from a lot of the Bronx dancers, as we called at that time. It was, for many years, and I still would say freestyle dancing. And within the freestyle dancing, you had different areas where, you know, obviously, with the break dancing, the b-boys, and so forth and so on, the big movement of mobile music playing in the projects and in the playgrounds. This all involved a lot of it in the Bronx. And one name in particular that stands out was a guy by the name of Rubber Band Man. And as Flame mentioned, which was one of his inspirations to him and also to me too. one of the greatest gift dancers that I ever saw in my whole life at the time coming up. But even the thing when speaking with Steve, which I would like to mention again, is that this thing about when you go out and we dance in the circle and this, what's the circle meaning? It's all good and fine. And even at the time when I found myself in the loft, actually, there was 2 floors. The main sound system was upstairs, and downstairs is where you really did the more activity of where a circle session might happen in between, and if the music moved us that way amongst the dancers. But overall, it was mainly a matter of pulling in everybody else that was around and sharing yourself as a dancer with them. A lot of us went on as time went on, obviously, and I guess the first part was where the DJs were able to travel and bring the music to other parts of the world. Soon right after that, I would say a lot of the second generation of what we had pioneered in mainly New York City at the time, that second younger generation afterwards were able to take it and bring it to all parts of the world, which is a blessing, and are still doing quite a bit of stuff. I'm thankful, and my hat comes off to all who are still doing it and bringing it out to all different parts of the world. I recently been basically connecting with some people in the areas close to the waters of Hungary, in Austria, made some contacts, and basically trying to bring out and show them the love from the time that I was out myself and being exposed with a lot of good dancers. So things to spread out over and share with y'all, obviously, is that one of the things you definitely have to take care of is your body. And myself, I went through several injuries early on, back in the 80s, and actually first knee surgery was back then. But going into that area, what I really need to say is that a lot of the youth and the younger generations who are up and coming and in the dance world need to take care of your temple, which is your body, and whatever your input of intake that you're eating, just like any type of person that's using their body for, especially on a professional basis, you have to take care of it very well, the best way you can, and learn, what your intake is. Also learn what you need to do, obviously, as a dancer to preserve your body as you're in the aging process. Something that we need to pass on to our youth. And for many years, one of the things that I know the people I came up with, even whether it was at the loft, the garage, and other places that we went to dance, upon us getting to the club, change of clothes was a regular thing. And then obviously the fact that we always did a little quick warm-up stretch out. 10 minutes, 15 minutes as we flowing and feeling the music, just simple movements of stretching the muscles and warming them up before really, opening up your body and working out that sweat, as we say. I also would like to say thank you. In the background, the music that you're hearing was passed on as a blessing from my brother Joey Vega, DJ Serve. Me and Joey Vega, we go way back from Webster days in the Bronx, Butler Housing Projects. So shout out to my brother Joey Vega, as I have his music playing in the background. And the the whole Vega family in that matter. Like I said, when we came across to realize that we was in the same dance world, him playing music and everything else, that was just another uplifting and, you know, something that we can also to now, today, tomorrow, always be able to relate with each other. So blessings to my brother Joey. Yeah, I you know, at this day and age, what I do, the little bit that I do go out and dance, I usually, if somebody's coming in from New York, a well-known person that I might know from the circles of the time that I was exposed to with my working time at the Paradise Garage, and if they're in Hungary, you know, close to the bordering country, whether that's Hungary or Austria, I try to connect with them. And just to also, I just recently did an interview in Hungary, in Budapest, and the question came up in regards to what is hip hop dance, you know, versus, you know, the culture of it. And as I mentioned earlier, that all these dance styles or movements have evolved for hundreds of years, and just that we just add on certain things to it, or, you know, flare it up in a certain way. So who's to really say, as they label it now, that it's called a hip hop dance? You know, why was many years James Brown was a big inspiration to me in my dancing, and even when I watch some YouTube clips on him, and he does his dance studio session thing, I'm saying to myself, you know, okay, he's doing that. Now you go further back to Bojangles and see that Bojangles and James Brown, similar footwork steps, similar to this. Take it back, you know, to the motherland, Africa. I mean, have not got there yet to do some dances with them, but, you know, a lot of the involvement of the basics of basic dance forms, even when you do the hip hop, they'll go back into rooted other areas of the world, you know. So I still would say that on my feedback, that more overall that hip hop is a culture thing, you know, whether from the music setting, the clothing wear, obviously plays a big role in everybody's lifestyle worldwide. And within the dance movement, obviously evolved from other areas besides just being in pure wear, staying in that stage, it's just hip hop. Same thing like, you know, when I come across people, so what is house dancing, or what is, you know, now we got what they say loft dancing and versus this dancing. Overall, for me, as a naturally gifted dancer, and saying that a lot of times from being where you do it from where you train in styles and then you just naturally do it, both worlds are good. Most of the dancers I've come across in my circles, we were always able to be diversified in all different types of dance styles, not just classified in one, which is a great thing. And as a natural gifted dancer, I would always have to say I am really thankful that I can be able to go into other areas of different styles of dance with least complications when it comes to it. My earlier past time of where I knew I did any type of train dancing was when my sister, my older sister, exposed me. We actually was up in Broadway at a place that was called Leslie's Dance Studio, across the street from like Gonzalez, which I just recently went home because Gonzalez, they sold their businesses under some other name, which I was really surprised. But in any event, I went to this Leslie Studios right on Broadway, right down from Houston Street, and I experienced the first time of some African dancing, which was called, came from Senegal. Actually, the dancer was from Senegal. And it was very difficult going into the train dancing for the first time. Other than that, I did some, got summer scholarship one summer, '79. And it was just a summer short couple of week program that Alvin Ailey had going on, and got to get a little taste of some training in some modern ballet, which was another one that was kind of the basics, beginners, which was very difficult also. But the reason why I'm saying that is just to let other dancers, especially the young ones, that even if you're doing one classified area of dance, hip hop, break dance, whacking, voguing, what have you, lofting for that matter, house, try to open up to the other dances. You should be able to open up with ease, and you should make it part of you to bring it in and open up. Makes you more enjoyable for within your inner self to be able to dance the other styles of dance. I don't know how much more I got on this videotape here, but I'm going to try to stop in a few minutes and just go through a basic warm-up of stretch, and probably change the music a little bit here. And I'm just thankful that I can continue on dancing still physically, and also to be able to share the love of it in an educational way through these video sessions and episodes that I continue to do for the love of dance, which I call it Underground Club Dancing Legends. With that, I'm going to come to a little pause for a second and continue in a couple of minutes. Oscar Reyes, New York City, aka Dancer New York City. Ow. So well, I guess I'm in there hopefully as I get ready to actually close out this video, episode 2 of Underground Club Dancing. I'm going to actually begin it out, close it out with a little just warm-up stretch for you guys, okay? Peace, love, and happiness, and I hope you enjoy the video.
Over
Peace, blessings, and love to all. Got to always keep on dancing. One love.